Timothy is my second son. I have 3 boys in our school district. 13 years ago, we moved from Oceanside to San Marcos. So the reason we moved because the town we purchased home in Oceanside promised us to have built an elementary school within 2 years. But until our first son reached to the kindergarten age, we haven't started building yet. So they failed their promise. So then we kind of looking for our home. So then we came to San Elijo. So the town San Elijo haven't started elementary school yet, but they're planning to have. So we talked to the people. So they said that they just joined a great picture in front of us. They said, hey, although our San Marcos High School grade is not very good yet at that time. So, but we have a very good school board and we have a good teacher, so we will successful in the future. So, and also they're talking about the new elementary school plan to us, and also the middle school already built. So my first son started at kindergarten, basically started from the middle school, so by using their classroom. So since then, so that's 13 years past. So then our school district becomes so good, very competitive, score-wise become one of the best in San Diego, the county. So actually, I want to use this opportunity to thank you, the school board, and also for all your effort in the past. And also, one thing come to my mind just last week. I think the past Tuesday, talking about the Chinese class. Actually, the time when we joined, so we were talking about elementary school, we start to have Chinese program. And the middle school, we were taught to have Chinese program as well, and even high school. So I still remember my older son to take a Chinese program in summer camp, which is in elementary school, and also it's a rotating. We were so happy about that. But I think later on, because of the budget issue, the elementary school never started the real Chinese program. But however, our middle school and high school started the Chinese program. So then my first son, second son benefited from it. Although we're in the Chinese family, but their Chinese is so poor. So, but right now, if you talk to them, they can speak back to you in Mandarin, in Chinese. And also we have a younger one right now is in elementary school. So I think, so I don't know what's the reason, so our board start to think about eliminating the Chinese class. But from myself, I really, I think you must have some reason. But however, I just want to encourage our current board to think strongly. So basically we support to keep our Chinese class in the school district, where keep our competitive with all others. A lot of people think, oh, we don't have it. San Marcos is so good. So that's why I know a lot of people, they move to this area just because of we have this education. I saw a lot of people here.
I'm sorry, Mr. Yu, I have to cut you off because your time is up. But
yeah, thank you
very
for
much
listening.
for speaking.
Deborah Lysett, Garrett Lysett, and Riley Breitbart.
Step backwards. In this time of increasing isolationism and racism in the U.S. and indeed worldwide, we need an increased, not decreased, focus on world languages and culture. If that means we need to encourage students to think outside the usual language box so that they enroll in Chinese, then let's do that. In considering this issue, the board should make its decisions based on what's best for the students, not based on student preferences, or in fact, perceived preferences. The district would become a weird place indeed if the board made all its class offerings based on student popularity. No other class offerings are made that way. Can you imagine? Math would be right out. World history, unlikely. Physics, calculus, both canceled due to low enrollment. Why is foreign language singled out as a place where the students' preferences are the basis for such decisions? Chinese is clearly one of the best foreign language choices for today's students. The board should base its decision on that and nothing else. The district went to a lot of trouble to rebuild San Marcos High School into an amazing campus. Let's make sure that what's offered inside reflects that impressive exterior. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Garrett. I'm the first son of Deborah, who just spoke. I'm basically just got everything taken out of my mouth by my mom. I should have gone first. I'm a sophomore at San Marcos High School. I'm currently enrolled in Chinese 2. And I intend to continue learning these fascinating languages after graduation and throughout my career, whatever that may be. I strongly disagree with the district's current plan and any plan to take away the Chinese program because I believe declining enrollment into the Chinese program is not due to lack of student interest, but rather due to the inability of the students to see Chinese for what it is, because they're not having a way to see what the program is like, what it's like at the high school, because the language programs don't get to advertise themselves. So, so it seems only logical that promoting the growth of this program should be a district unanimous idea that, or not an idea, but a motion, rather. Because China is every year becoming a bigger economic powerhouse with even more world influence. Colleges will therefore hold Chinese education in increasingly higher esteem than the more popular languages. The district shouldn't strike down an opportunity for any students, however few, to pursue a more difficult but more rewarding one.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak. My name is Riley Brecker, and I'm here with 2 of my classmates who are also in Chinese 3 with me. We would like to speak to the fact that Chinese is a very important program at San Marcos High School. It's part of our extensive art programs, which I think we can be very proud of. We've learned a lot in Chinese. It's very important. Long Lao Xu, our teacher, she is hardworking, and I think that she's been, how do I say, almost like backstabbed, because to be told by students that the Chinese program is being eliminated is unprofessional. And the low enrollment people have been mentioning is because when we were signing up for classes a month or so ago, depending on your grade, they were told not to sign up for Chinese because it was going to be eliminated long before this vote, this council meeting. To eliminate the Chinese program, our language program would no longer be a world language program. China is important and very large in our business sphere, especially. Chinese has over 1 billion speakers, so it doesn't make sense to eliminate this program. The state of California has large Asian communities, and it's also important to start early in speaking Chinese, which is why taking the programs back to elementary and middle school into high school is very important. I'd also like to apologize for my less than professional attire. Me and my friend Taryn came directly from softball practice because we were unaware. Last Friday, the administration informed us that the decision had already been made and that this vote was not happening. We were given this letter saying that Chinese was already going to be cycled out. So we think that was unfair, that we were being turned away from being able to speak our minds on this topic. Is there anything to say?
I was going to say though, they gave us a resolution to fix or to extend a year for those Chinese 1 to get to Chinese 2, and Chinese 2 to do Chinese 3 to finish the EQG assessment. The problem is that it's not a permanent resolution, it's temporary. It won't solve our continuing generation community to learn Chinese and to communicate with each other.
And one teacher's salary is not significant in a multi-million-dollar budget. It's not a make or break situation. So I believe that we should definitely try to preserve her job. To tell Long Lao Xu that her job is going to be cycled out is unfair, especially for a union member and a tenured teacher. Thank you.
Steve Linke, Alexis Barbuto, Destiny Barbuto.
Where you made the union president really happy.
Hi, I'm Alexis Barbuto. I'm a mother of 3 kids in the San Marcos Unified School District. I have been a member of the LCAP committee, the attendance boundary committee. I'm on school site council. And The San Marcos Unified School District has done an amazing job to get the input from their stakeholders, except with this major decision. At no point in time were we, as parents or students, asked whether or not we would continue along with Chinese. My daughter found out when she had already filled out her scheduled course, circled AP Chinese, and in that counseling session, that there would no longer be this program. That they would not have AP Chinese, but Chinese would exist. Then a week later, after I inquired, asked, contacted the secondary education curriculum, the counselor, the vice principal of San Marcos regarding foreign language, nobody responded, waiting and waiting, and found out on the day of the night that they would no longer even have, not even AP Chinese was no longer being offered, but 0 Chinese programs were going to be offered. I then received an email finally on March 9th by Tiffany Campbell stating that because of class size, that a class should have to be about 31 students, and that's why, that if they didn't have that, then they would not be able to, that they would at least need 25, but most class sizes should be about 31. I have a daughter in 7th grade in a advanced math class that there are 13 students. In addition, Tiffany Campbell stated that they've noticed lower enrollment in advanced courses. So if that becomes the case, do we start eliminating all other advanced classes, not just Chinese, but everything from math? When does it stop? Because we're worried about a certain student ratio within the classroom. Chinese is an important language. It is the second most popular language to learn in the United States behind Spanish. The San Marcos Unified School District does not have a unified world language program amongst its comprehensive high schools. And the LCAP goals of preparing students to have more AP courses offered, more AP exams completed, is not being met if we don't offer this curriculum all the way up to AP, or even continue it. This program has only been in existence for 5 years. Out of this, my daughter has taken 4 years of it. She would be at AP next year, but they don't even offer that ability to her. Listen to its stakeholders, as the LCAP says it would, and please keep Chinese for our students.
Barbito, and I'm the daughter of Alexis Barbito, who just spoke. And like she said earlier, I have taken Chinese for 4 years. My first year in 7th grade, taking conversation Chinese class. The minute I walked in, I knew that Miss Lum was an incredible teacher. The fact that she drives all the way from Irvine just to teach here at San Marcos High School, and then go over to teach at San Alejo Middle, I think is just incredible. I don't know anyone else like her who would do that. And when I had first gone for course selection, they then told me that AP Chinese would not be offered, though I had been hoping that it would. Because before I started 10th grade, they actually had the textbook there. And they had accidentally given it to us because they thought that that was what we were going to be learning. But then I learned that AP Chinese was going to be kicked out. And yet they had AP Spanish language and AP Spanish literature, and the same things in a way for AP French. And it took for Miss Brown, the French 2 teacher who teaches in the exact same classroom in the morning, day with the night, for us to discover that Chinese was going to be gone completely. And that had been after I had heard rumors that it would be gone. And I didn't believe them until she actually stated that. And she explained to us that the French language program was also once in jeopardy years ago. And so what she was trying to do was help us. And like my mom said earlier, there are 13 students in my sister's advanced math class. How are 13 students in a math class more than about 15 students in a Chinese class? Thank you.
Grace Wu Tao Ye and Lee Tian.
evening, everyone. Superintendents and president of the boards and board members. My name is Grace Wu. I'm a resident in San Marcos for more than 15 years. Thank you, everyone, letting me express the voice for our Chinese community. When my family moved in San Marcos 15 years ago, I could barely see Chinese people or Chinese immigrants in this town. Maybe counted less than my 10 fingers. And surrounding cities like Carlsbad and Vista that are covered by San Marcos School District. So before the school district decided to remove the Chinese program, I would like to ask, do you have any statistics showing how many percentage of the Chinese population increased in North County, especially in San Marcos and Carlsbad, during the last 10 years, or last 5 years, or even just before 1 or 3 years? And have you checked the school registration on how many Chinese students enrollment increased in each year? My daughter is going to middle school pretty soon, so I'm concerned about this. And if you were in the Chinese, not Chinese, international night held in San Nicolas Elementary School last year, you will see a huge diversity in this community. And the biggest group in showing up is the group who spoke Chinese language. I have some of the pictures showing, if you're interested, I have some pictures that showing last year we had a big event and the Chinese group showing in the international night. So that's the pictures. So I will also like to transmit a signal to the school district that school district should not ignore. That the young generation, young Chinese generation has joined in as well. And they're all well educated like us. They like to settle down in these cities in the North County. And more babies are coming up on the way. And maybe just in their plan. So they're going to put their kids in San Marcos School District, a place we all believe that has vision in the long run. My son attended an English enrichment program called ELAC, E-L-A-C. So one night at the meeting, the language and the immigrant specialist from the school district said, I encourage all the English learners to keep speaking their own languages because it will be useful for them and for the society in the future.
Mrs. Wu, I'm going to have to cut you off. The beep is your times, but we hear you and thank you for your comments.
I just one last sentence.
You just wrap up.
Okay, so to summarize, I think school district already gone beyond what other school district can support their students in Chinese language learning, while now step backwards in such a booming up Chinese learning environment. I'd like to urge San Marcos School District Board to reconsider the decision of taking existing Chinese program from the second language class choices. Let our school district be the pioneer and then let the Chinese program go on in our schools. Thank you.
Respectfully ask that everyone keep to the time limit because I don't want to be the rude one that has to cut you off. So please be mindful of it. Thank you.
My name is Tao Ye. I have 3 boys enrolled at this school district. And just last week, I just heard that they are going to cancel the Chinese program at San Marcos High in a year or two. I'm concerned about that. First of all, at the high school, the current is called the World Language Program. If we cancel the Chinese program, it will become the local language one or European language. It's not a world language program anymore. Secondly, the Chinese language is a root language to other major Asian languages. Let me give you an example. The Japanese language, the kanji characters are cut and pasted from the Chinese characters. So if you learn Chinese and you have a key to other Asian languages. Now, behind the language, it's a totally different philosophy, culture. So my personal opinion is, let's say if my first language is Japanese or Chinese, and it makes better sense for me to learn European language, totally different language. And vice versa. Now, my kids are all born here. Their first language is English. It makes big sense for them to learn a totally different language, like Chinese or Japanese, from a different cultural background. So, my opinion is that the board should reconsider this resolution. And more importantly, nowadays, back in China, although Chinese is my first language, back in China nowadays, those kids are educating very hard on this academic side. And the kids in Shanghai, Beijing, they all speak English on top of their